Hey YouTube, I asked in a poll what you wanted to see, and 80% of you said try hard ELO teams. So here's one: GLIGAR, Medicham, Sandslash. I think GLIGAR is one of the best now Pokemon in this meta. Just having Wing Attack Air Release to deal with the fighters and Medicham, having the Dig to deal with the steels and rock type Pokemon. I just think that it's very, very well rounded, and only having really two weaknesses in ice and water, which you can deal with. So dealing with ice and water, I put in Medicham because it's just one of the best in the thing to deal with. And then in particular to deal with the ice, I put in Sandslash because I also think it's a pretty well-rounded Pokemon overall. So let's look at some battles, see this in action. I think I went back and forth. Yeah, so you know what? So I know what happened. I actually started with Gligar in the lead because my thought process at the time was Gligar on the lead. If I see an ice, I can go into Medi and then Sandslash hit it in the back if there's a fly or something like that. What ended up happening was like Medicham and Gligar are two of the best safe swaps, but there are certain times where like I think I like one safe swap Sandslash and just like got hit with a Medicham or something and you died. So I'm like, you know what? In terms of like weaknesses, the 2 times weakness to Sandslash for fighting and fire hurts far more than this double weakness to ice and single weakness to water. And Gligar is still generally a good safe swap. So that is why I moved Sandslash on the lead. So that way if you see like a Medi, you can bail. Plus Medicham and Gligar are both like now top 10 safe swaps in this meta. Medicham's again one of the best safe swaps. Sort of the 2 hardest answers to it, not hardest, but 2 of the best answers got nerfed in the last couple seasons, Trevenant and now Noctowl. So it is much more unchecked as a safe swap. And then Gligar, same thing. If you get hit with an ice, it's unfortunate, but outside of an ice, even some of the waters like Swampert, you can actually take that matchup, especially with like energy advantage. So Gligar is also now one of the better safe swaps in this meta. And anything that walls Wing Attack in rock and steel, you now have a super effective dig for. So that is why it's a very, very versatile Pokemon. And that's why sort of this team works. So now let's get back to the battles. What do we have left here? Oh yeah, this Pelipper. You can take a Weather Ball here. You know what? I do have, it's not even a good IV one, but I still may build it up anyways. It's like an 8/112 Shadow Gligar. So I may build it up. I'm going to do some sims on PV Poke just to look at the different IVs to see if this 5/12/15 normal non-Shadow Gligar versus like an 8/112 Shadow. Look at the matchups against some of the meta just to see what are the pros and cons of each. Greedent pulls out the Medicham, and again, Greedent is, you're going to see a top Greedent team coming hopefully sometime this week. If not, I'll bank it for later, but it is a very, very spammy Pokemon. Now, able to almost take Medicham right down. I do have some energy coming out. And I was about to say, I believe they have a Gligar on the lead, so I'm going to grab a Shield, most likely, or they're going to let a double super effective move go. Let double super effective move go. Again, it's non-stab, so it only does 50%. Now I'm hit with a Greninja, so I'm going to bait a Drill Run because I believe that they're going to shield. I'm thinking I can live a Hydro and get a Dig off, and then I can save shields for Gligar here. Because I assume they're going to shield, but I just need to grab that second shield and now just go Gligar to take this out. So I'm going to have to shield everything, again, being weak to water. Hydro Cannons are going to kill me. They bait, which is unfortunate because now I'm worried about them getting to an actual move. And then I call the second one thinking like maybe I can live this in sort of the worst case scenario is if they have a boosted Hydro Cannon. Maybe I could live a Hydro Cannon from this range. So I let it go. Luckily, it was just a Night Slash. I can live a Air Release from this range here. So full farm down, come out with the dig, take out the Greninja for the win. Yeah, this Pokemon, Gligar, is just like received all the boosts, right? Wing Attack multiple seasons ago, Aerial Ace and Dig both boosted this season. Aerial Ace with lower energy requirement, and then Dig with lower energy but lower hitting as well. They let it go. I let it go thinking like maybe it's a crunch. I'm like, oh yeah, Flamethrower, right? That is a move that that Skunk has. So I come in here. I come Metachamp. I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm like, you're either double weak to this in the back, or I don't know. Like you think that like these Ice Punches will hurt, and they will. So I shield up one Ice Punch because it does like 50%, knowing I'm gonna get to an Aerial Ace before they get here, and then what I'm gonna do is catch the next Ice Punch on my own Metachamp. So one here, catch it on the Medi. There goes an Ice Punch, which is not going to do much. I'll get a couple counters, take this down. Still have a ton of energy there. Not energy, health there. The Skunk is low. What is in the back? It is a Spark Lantern. And I got over Spark Lantern the other day, yesterday afternoon, saying that, or maybe not yesterday afternoon, depending on if I can catch these new Pokemon or not for new video. But I went over Lantern saying, in these matchups, it's actually much worse. Spark Lantern is much worse against Pokemon where Spark is resisted in ground Pokemon, or super bulky Pokemon like Medi, where you need multiple charge moves for, but now the charge moves take longer to get to. So that is why Metachamp is going to be on like 90% of the freaking teams in regionals, I think. It was on 85 of the top World Championship teams. I think it's going to be on 90 plus of regional teams. I did not use Medi the first time around when I went to regional. There is absolutely zero chance of me leaving Medi off my team when I do the Toronto regionals in end of October. So spoiler alert, I'm bringing Metachamp. Not unique. So will 90% of people, because it's just so strong. So Ghost Streak 0-1, again, this is where it's not bad. I mean, I'm in a good situation here. Grab a shield, put it low. They come in Sableye, which is not a bad move. Instant swapping, and instead of just getting farmed down there. I can live, obviously. I shield just because I'm up a shield, and I know Foul Play will hurt. You'll live this with ease. It only does like 50%. I make a mistake here, though. I think, like, I'll just go Dig and Wing Attack. Maybe I can take it out, but it's very, very tanky, so I can, but it will require me to eat a move here. So I think maybe double Aerial Ace probably is better, but if you want to come out with energy, then yes, you can do that. You just need to eat a move. But now I have a ton of energy. If this comes back in, Lantern, just take this out with an Aerial Ace because it's very, very low. And I should have a little more energy for whatever's in the back. What is in the back? A Gligar. So this is unfortunate, and this is where the Shadow version, I think, helps in this matchup, because look at those Wing Attacks chunk. And now they're going to throw a terrible Aerial Ace move at me, but it comes so fast and so hard to a super effective. Like, it does super effective, right? It's just the Wing Attacks. It's the Wing Attacks, because an Aerial Ace from a normal Gligar does like 50% to the Medi. So a Shadow would do way more, but they got me there because of that. The good news is that I do actually outpace there, so not a problem there because I just outpace. Next matchup, AC and Slash versus Ninetales, and they're staying in. They're staying in as a Charm Ninetales, which is very interesting to me. Everything's resisted, so I can just take this move and get another move off. And they're throwing Psyshock, which I guess isn't as resisted as Ice is to Steel Ice. I could shield here. They end up throwing Psychic, and I'm like, why would you throw Psychic instead of a double super effective Ice Punch unless you're running 2 nukes? So I'm like, you know what? It's probably just running 2 nukes, like Psychic, Dynamic Punch, that I can just like shield once, farm down, and come out with 100 energy instead of having to like worry about like having to shield up multiple Ice Punches. So get the dig off. The Charm goes through, which is unfortunate. They shield once, doesn't matter. I have a second one because I just farmed a ton on the Medi. Does not quite take it out. I'm going to come in here and basically snipe the charms. Out comes a Carbink. Thank you that I have a drill run loaded. Carbink is tanky. This is only 1477, so it's not even maxed out yet. I'm trying to max mine out. I need like 160 more XLs, so I need to walk it or get lucky with like GBL encounters that I can like long distance trade for one, but I don't know if I'll be able to get a Carbink anytime soon. I'll probably go in this season. Can I get one before Toronto Regionals in a month and a bit? I don't know. But able to take that out there. Mantine, good lead overall. I believe they're running Bubble Beam though. Yeah. So I think they're running Bubble Beam, and this makes this matchup long and stupid. So basically they're just gonna like Ice Punch is neutral. Shadow Claws are fine. I'm gonna throw before they Bubble Beam again, but they will take me pretty low, and I'll be like 4 times lowered by the time I get out of this matchup. So it's one of those things. It's like, will I win Switch? 100%. Will it matter? I don't know, because I'm gonna be so low and I'm gonna be 4 times lowered that like if something comes in, do I just want to like throw a 4 times lowered move where they don't have to shield, and they just get farm, or am I gonna give up Switch for whatever's in the back? So there's like the 4th one, and they give up Switch. Oh, which is not a bad idea. I just kind of froze there, being like, whoa, they give up Switch. I don't really have an answer to this. So I come in here, shield up a Shadow Ball. What surprises me most, because again, this is a non-Shadow Gligar. Those wing attacks seem to be adding up pretty quickly on this Runerigus. And you saw how much those wing attacks were doing on, I guess I know super effective from a Shadow on Metachamp, but like, these moves really add up, these fast moves, which surprises me how much damage they do. Unfortunately, they have 2 shields, and they catch a move. So just, this game's over. They had 2 shields, and they catch a move. I could have maybe underfarmed and try and get like another wing attack off. So I try and catch, and now that ends up just me going down with energy. So this is a loss. This is terrible. This is terribly done. Okay, I can just like top left now. I mean, they're within 1 Ice Punch range at this point. Not quite yet. Maybe after a couple more wing attacks. Now they're in 1 Ice Punch range, but they're going to get to like multiple moves, so it will not matter. We see MP there, so there's a chance, but not really. There's no chance. They're going to get to 2 Air Laces far quicker than I'm going to get to 2 Ice Punches. And that is all you need from a non-Shadow Gligar to take out Medi, is 2 wing attack, 2 Air Laces with all these wing attacks. So goodbye Medi. That's why I think Gligar, so not quite, but like one short. But yeah, that's why I think Gligar is just going to be everywhere, because I think it is one of like sort of the better Pokemon to use. So they try and catch a drill run on a Medi, on a G-Fisk, and they do. I'm still gonna bank another one and come in here, take the Earthquake, just counter and get to Psychic. They Rock Slide me, beat. Okay. Still, even though this is probably an Earthquake, doesn't matter if they have a Play Rough, right? So you just let this go, knowing that they're probably just gonna come and Play Rough you anyways. Let's just get some chip off here with Psychic, and then just go counter. Maybe even an Ice Punch if I can. Yeah, I was about to say, just to get this into like Dig or a Drill Run. They Ice Beam me. So now the question is, they left early. They left this matchup, which makes me believe that they have Ice Punch Play Rough. Because if they had Hydro, they could probably just stay in and throw it. But I can't risk it because the Hydro would one-shot me. But it is Play Rough. Yeah, I feel like that's an obvious read. Looks like I'm just hard countering this team anyways. Throw an Ice Punch and then just get this Wing Attack Gligar on it. Yeah. I feel like that's an obvious read if they're banking so much energy to then bring it into the back. Right? is they probably don't have the Hydro, because if they had the Hydro, they probably would have thrown it, or even baited the Hydro instead of just banking that. But I would have survived a Frenzy. I don't know if I'll survive a Frenzy from this range, though. It's going to be very close if they throw Frenzy here. Yeah, very close. Like 1 HP. I do live, which is nice, but like 1 HP live on a Frenzy. And that's the only problem with being a ground flyer. It neutralizes electric, but it adds a water weakness and neutralizes grass. And those grass hurt. But I will take it out for the win. So anyways, that's a team. Super meta, right? Like there's nothing much about it. Super meta. Your Sandslash helps you deal with the ice. So does Medi with counter. And then Medi's just one of the best in the game. Sandslash is pretty good overall. I don't love using Sandslash. Maybe it's because I have a non-shadow, but I don't love using Sandslash. And then I think GLIGAR is now sort of a top meta pick in the Great League, in my opinion. So that's it. So either stay tuned for a Great League Greedent tryhard team for gaining ELO, or I will try to catch a bunch of... I'm filming this on Tuesday. It just, obviously, because this is going up on Wednesday. The new, or maybe not, the new Pokemon just came out today. I would like to try and do them. The problem is I think I'm working from home today, so I will not get a bunch of Pokemon today, but I'm in the office tomorrow. So between the bus ride and just being able to walk around downtown, I feel like I'll have enough candies tomorrow to maybe cover some of them on Thursday. So that's my plan. Problem again, Wednesday night, I have a fantasy football draft, so I don't know if I will have the time to shoot a video that night. But we will see. I'll make it work. Maybe shoot one Wednesday night after the draft for Thursday morning, and then the other one Thursday morning for Thursday afternoon. Something like that. We'll see. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.